Welcome back, future bestsellers. Today we're going to look at Kazuo Ishiguro's Klara in the Sun and how it can improve your writing. Published in 2021, Klara in the Sun is Ishiguro's 8th novel. It's his first foray into science fiction and plucks on many dystopian elements. Quick plot summary. It's set in America in an unspecified future from the POV of Klara, a solar-powered robot who is an AF, an artificial friend. It's kind of like a high-tech teddy bear for children to stop them being lonely. Because in this future, opportunities for socializing are limited, so parents who can afford them buy their kids companions. Klara is chosen by Josie, a sickly child, to be her companion. Though intelligent and observant, Klara's knowledge of the world is limited. The beauty of this book and why I've chosen it to explore storytelling ideas is how it stays with you once you finish it. That magic is rare, making this a great work to dive into. Among many options, I settled on 3 areas that I believe this book excels in. They are static characters, portraying messages, and setting up. In stories, there are 2 character archetypes, a dynamic character and a static character. Not knowing this or being aware of it can limit the potential of a character you're creating and how you can use them for your stories. So a dynamic character is a character who transforms across the story. Through the events of the plot, they grow. Simba from Lion King, for example. A static character is the opposite. They don't change. But what they usually do is change the characters around them. They're constant, acting as a guiding force for the other character's transformation. Can you see how knowing this will impact the role you have for your characters? Now, in Klara in the Sun, Klara is a static character. She maintains a constant personality and set of beliefs throughout the story. She observes and learns from her surroundings, but her core self and worldview go unchanged. The world around her, though, is in a state of constant change and disruption. Ishiguro offsets that duality brilliantly. Writers can use that constant of a static character against the backdrop of a dynamic world. Though message is my next point, it must be said how Klara's static character is used for the message around what it means to be human, a core theme of the story. Ishiguro, like many great writers, does multiple things at once. His choice of a static Klara has been thought about and used to achieve other things. Again, an idea all good writers can learn from. My last point on the use of static characters is how it can be used to explore beliefs. Klara has an unwavering faith in the sun, and that belief colors so many of her actions. Even when faced with contrary evidence, readers learn so much about her character based around this belief, her flaws, limitations, and naivety. The brilliance on show here, as I said earlier about the best writers doing multiple things, is how that almost dogmatic approach to this belief is so human. Through this belief and static character, Ishiguro speaks and suggests and holds a mirror up to society. Stories for me should say something. They are the lie that makes us realize the truth. But a problem with this, one that I see often, is a writer forgetting the story and getting lost in the message. Story must come first, always above anything else. If it isn't, everything else that you wish to convey won't be felt or heard. Remember, readers don't read fiction to be told something. They read fiction to feel, and it's through the story that the best fiction writers speak. In Klara in the Sun, the story comes first. Klara's journey and those around her are front and center. Arcs are fully explored, flawed characters want things, and there is a wonderful causality with everything. It's from that secure story that Ishiguro is then able to suggest and hint messages, to propose questions around the impact of technology, the nature of humanity, and the search for meaning. He never lets these questions choke the story, because they're woven into the narrative, sitting beneath and not above. It's true mastery of message portrayal that has readers questioning long after the last word has been read. And this is where stories live on. It's the ideas they birth and foster. The importance of the setup cannot be understated. So much of what goes wrong in the creation of a story comes from setup. Character goals, themes, arcs, everything comes out of the setup. I compare it to a boxer throwing a hook. It seems on the surface that the punch comes from the arms, but actually it's the legs. That's where the power is generated. And in a story, the setup is like the boxer's legs, setting up the book that follows. Klara's Act 1 is in the shop where she's on display and waiting to be bought. It's during these scenes that readers learn of Klara's yearnings, her fears, her fascination with the sun, elements of the dystopian world, everything that adds vital context to the events of Acts 2 and 3. Ishiguro shows us everything with clarity and calm, as well as uncertainty. There's tension that keeps it engaging. Will Klara be chosen or not? The opening of stories don't need to be high-octane blasts of energy. They simply need to be interesting, to make the reader want to read on, and it's tension that achieves this. That battle between what a character wants and an obstruction. Honestly, if you're struggling with the setup of your story, look no further than this book. It has all the ingredients needed to kick a story off. So there you have 3 elements that writers can learn from Klara and the Sun. Let me know of any that you'd include, and if there's a topic you'd like me to discuss going forward. Anyways, as I always say, see you in the next video.